8% income tax rate. So, paano ulit mag-signify ng income tax rate? Parang diniscuss kanina ni Ma'am Maylene.
1701Q.
1701Q or dun sa 2551Q. Basta po, i-signify natin dun na 8% yung pipiliin natin. Or yung 1905 for newly registered businesses, then 1901 sa newly registered businesses, 1905 pag sa mga sumunod na mga taxable years. So again, 8% po itong illustration natin. So pag-addin lang po natin lahat ng total sales niya. So nanggaling sa convenience store, 800,000, i-add natin yung sa bookkeeping, 300, 1.1 million yung total na nabenta niya. I-less yung allowable deductions na 250,000. So, based kasi sa train, yung 250,000 is tax-free. So, pag below 250,000 yung kinita nyo, wala pa tayong tax. So, dito sa illustration natin na to, taxable income, 850,000. Yan. Since si Ma'am Tin is nag-signify ng 8%, pinili niya yung 8%, nung first quarter, diretso na agad yan. 850,000 na taxable income times 8% agad. So, ang tax niya, 68,000.
Nasa bearer ka mo kayo, sir, para may tatanong kasi yung ano niya.
So, next,
send mo yun.
Illustration 2.
Dito
naman sa illustration 2, hindi siya nakapag-signify. So, nakalimutan niyang piliin yung 8%. So, pag ganyan, graduated na agad siya. So again, same lang naman yung illustration natin. Her gross sales amounted to 1.1. So same lang kayo na, no? 800 dun sa convenience plus 300,000 dun sa bookkeeping. 1.1 yun. And she incurred cost of sales and operating expenses amounted to 600,000 and 200,000. 600,000 yung pampuhunan niya, 200,000 yung sa operating expenses. So para naman compute pag ganito, pag nag-fail siya mag-signify at graduated income tax rate yung gagamitin. So, total sales, 1.1, yung 800 plus 300,000, less cost of sales. So, yung puhunan niya, 600,000. Gross income, 500,000, less operating expenses and yung mga other expenses niya maliban dun sa pinampunan niya, 200. Net taxable income, 300,000. So, dito, since nag-fail siya mag-signify ng 8%, gagamitin natin yung tax table ng 2022. Again, yung file po natin hanggang April 17, ang gagamitin po natin tax table is ito. So, pwede nyo po yung picturean. At the same time, meron po yan sa online. Basta make sure nyo lang po, December 31, 2022, gagamitin nyo ng tax rate na. So, ayan, net taxable income, 300,000. So, paano basahin itong table na to? So, makikita yung dito sa 250,000, tax-free yan. So, pag below 250,000, wala kang babayaran ng tax. At the same time, kaya kami tayo, bad file. Pero so since yung sa example natin 300,000, dito siya magpo-fall 250 to 400,000. Dito siya in between itong first level. So yeah, 250 to 400,000 additional tax rate 20%. So yan, inulit lang po natin 300,000 yung net taxable income. So yung first 250,000 natin is 0. So kung nakita nyo doon on tax due, on 250,000, 0 agad na babayaran. Yung sa excess naman niya, i-less natin yung upper level nito, ay yung income, yung 300,000, less 250. So that's 50,000 times 20%, 10,000 naman po yung babayaran niya ng income tax due. Yun po yung difference ng pag-signify po ng 8% sa graduated income tax rate. Next, income of mixed income earner. For mixed income earner, the income of mixed income earner from both sources is simply globalized or total. A negative net income or net loss when deductions exceed gross income from business profession shall not be assessed against taxable compensation income. So sa mixed income earner naman, empleyado siya at the same time may business siya. So, self-employed individuals earning income purely from self-employment or practice of profession. So, ang sinasabi lang naman po dito is yung first 250,000 na tax-free is available only to purely self-employed individuals or professionals. So, paano pag
Next or next.
at the same time, meron siyang employed siya, parang ganun. So, hindi na mag-apply sa kanya yung 250,000 na tax-free. So, under the self-graduated rates, the excess of the 250,000 over the actual taxable compensation income is not deductible against the taxable income from business practice or income from business or practice profession under the 8% income tax rate. So, check po natin yung illustration later. So, the total tax due shall be the sum of the tax due from compensation computed using the graduated income tax rates and tax due from self-employment or practice of profession resulting from the multiplication of the 8% income tax rates with the total of the graduated sales and other non-operating income. So, check po natin sa illustration. So, Mr. Mag, a financial controller of Job Company, earned annual compensation of 2022 of 1.5 billion and non-taxable income of 120,000. Aside from employment income, he owns a convenience store with gross sales of 2.4 million. His cost sales and operating expenses are 1 million and 600,000 respectively, and with non-operating income of 400,000. So, ang illustration naman natin ngayon is mixed income, meaning employed siya at the same time may business. So, ganito po siya computing. So, on compensation income, so, dun sa example natin, employed siya at the same time may business. Dun sa compensation income, yun po yung unang sentence, yung 1.5 saka 120. So, sa total compensation income, ito total lang natin yun. 1.5 plus less yung non-taxable income niya. So, 1.5 less 120, 1,380. So, dyan, gagamitin na naman natin yung table. So, 1.380 dun sa empleyado niya. So, since 1.38 yan, mag-fall siya dun sa third na level. So, between 800 and 200,000. So, 1.380. Dun sa first na 800,000, dito, may tax siya agad na 130,000. Dito siya kinuha. Tapos, sa excess nung 1.380 dun sa 800, dun sa lower level, times dun sa 30%. Saan kinuha yung 30% dito? Yung sa additional rate. So, dun sa compensation income niya, dun sa bilang empleyado, ang tax niya agad is 304,000. Para naman yung sa business? Yung sa business, 2.4 billion less natin yung operating income, 100. 2.5, since nag-signify na naman siya ng 8%, diretsong 8% yung 200,000. So, again, dun sa compensation, 304,000, i-add natin dun sa business ng 200,000. Ang total na income tax dun niya is 504. So, ganun po mag-compute pag empleyado at the same time may business siya. Ayan, ito po yung filing natin. Ito po yung deadlines natin for individual ITR. So, sa first quarter, so that's January to March, ang deadline po natin is May 15.
Sure, man.
Second quarter naman po, April to June, ang deadline niya August 15. Third quarter, July to September, November 15. And ang annual income tax return ng deadline naman po is April 15 of the next year. So this year, nag-fall kasi yung April 15 ng weekend. So April 17 siya. Pero wag na po natin hintayin yung deadline. Pwede naman na po tayong mag-file ngayon. So, ito ba yung mga BAR forms? So, 1,700, yan po yung annual income tax return for individuals earning purely compensation income. 1701 is for mixed income earner naman. 1701A, annual for individuals earning purely from business or profession. And 1701 yan po yung quarterly natin. Ito naman po yung mga attachments natin for income tax return. So, ang pagpili po natin is graduated income tax rate and itemized deduction yung pinili natin. Pag less than 3M, required po yung financial statements. Pag more than 3 million naman po yung benta natin ng 2022, required pa rin po yung financial statements pero dapat po audited po ng accredited CPA. Ayun. For optional standard deduction naman po, pag less than 3M or more than 3M man yan, hindi na po kailangan ng financial statements. So for 2023, pwede nyo pong i-compare dyan kung ano yung pipiliin nyo, kung saan yung nag-work sa inyo, kung ano pong sa tingin nyo is mas beneficial. Yung sa 8% income tax option naman po, whether less than 3M or more than 3M, hindi na rin po required ng financial statements. So, yun po yung sa individual po natin. Next naman po na i-discuss po natin is para sa mga korporasyon. So, meron po bang korporasyon dito?